Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion in the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Over there, you'll find a description of the day's astrology as I've spelled it out here. Here, I'll discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page, and then I will play another card that, in the context of the day's astrology, may just give us something more to think about. So, let's get into it. The card that currently sits on the side of the page is the Six of Swords. Just today, friends, tomorrow it changes. For the Six of Swords corresponds in astrology with the second 10 days or the second decan of the sun's transit here in the land of Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign. Swords in Tarot represent air element symbolism. And air element symbolism has to do with the intellect, the rationale, how we think what we think, how we plan what we plan, and how we say what we say, friends. So, keeping in mind also with swords in Tarot that sword is represented as the sword of truth. It's a double-edged sword. It cuts both ways. We can use that sword to help or to do harm. So we have the Six of Swords here, and we see a person employing a strategy of retreat. And this is a smart strategy at this time because, if we reflect back at the Five of Swords, there was some sort of a combative quality to our interactions with some other people. Perhaps the planning didn't go so well. Perhaps our contributions weren't appreciated, or, some other kind of scheming, planning, or just negative, unhelpful use of words was going on there. Made us feel like we didn't fit in, made us feel like the situation wasn't working for us. And so now it's time to create some distance. And part of that is when things aren't working out the way we think rationally and logically they should, our emotions can get a little overwhelming about it. Like, why, it makes a person feel angry and frustrated when something seems so obvious, but nobody seems to be able to to agree with you on that. So whatever the case is, we move away from that situation. We move on to calmer, stiller waters. We create a distance, right? So it's a mode of transition. We're leaving something behind. We're moving on to greener pastures, so to speak. And we take this journey, whether it's a physical journey or a journey of the heart and mind, because it's necessary for our progress, all right? We're leaving that painful, harmful, frustrating place behind, and we're creating some distance between ourselves and that so that we can gain some emotional calm, so that we can make a good assessment of where we have been, how we have been, and what we'd like to do going forward. And, from that place, we probably can find more potential to, move in the direction of the goals that we seek to complete, right? So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and turn this card over. We got the Two of Fire, and today I'm using the Forhasha deck. So it's sort of a fairyland deck, and the Two of Fire corresponds in like a regular Rider-Waite Tarot with the Two of Wands. So the Two of Fire is very much about sort of beholding the world and feeling the power you have to make accomplishment for yourself, to achieve goals for yourself, to sort of make conquest of certain goals, and basically sort of looking at it and saying, okay, I can make plans with this. There's something I can do with this. I'm going to go ahead and see the potential that I have here and start to look ahead and encompass sort of the whole world in my ability to achieve my goals. So it's it's a start. It's a beginning. We're at the beginning of the fire saga. It goes 2 through 10 if you don't count the ace, right? And so you're in this really powerful position. Maybe you know what your drive is, what your passion is, what fires your soul, what you desire to accomplish, what sort of good you seek to create in the world, what sort of power you seek to exercise in the world. And so from here, you can kind of just plan your, what do we say? Plan your personal global domination, right? So that's a really powerful vibe. I love the two of wands. I love wands in general because I'm a fire sign, and fire appeals to me. So I love that. I love that feeling, you know, especially it comes with this picture where this person has their arms up and there's sort of fire coming out of their hands. They're like, I have the power. I can bring these worlds together. You see that it's almost like there's two different worlds together here, and they have the power to sort of pull it all together and make of it something that that appeals to them as an accomplishment, as a goal, right? So where do we see this on the page? Well, we do have Mars here in the land of Gemini still. Been there for several months because we had a long retrograde with Mars. Mars is no longer retrograde. None of these planets are retrograde at this point, and I don't think that there will be any more retrograde planets till the end of April. So, first of all, take an advantage of all the initiative that you have here. That's what this card is about, is taking advantage of the initiative you feel, the drive, the spark, the passion to move forward, to make a plan and to execute it. So Mars and Gemini, though, you know, Gemini is the twins. It's the number 2 basically, and it's about communication. It's about collaboration. It's about finding people who sort of share your goals and want to work with you to get there. Okay, Mars is more of a direct actor, and Mars is a very fiery actor. Mars is the ruler of the planet Aries. Okay, so it's very fiery, very passionate, very driven and assertive, perhaps even sometimes restless, impatient, angry, aggressive, right? But Mars in Gemini tends to start a lot of little things and not necessarily be able to follow through on them all. So we want to make sure that, you know, the goals that that we're setting, you know, they have sort of like the smaller goals that we're setting, the things that we're starting, they have sort of a unified end goal, right? So that, you know, whatever it is that we're working on, even if we're working on 3 or 4 different things, you know, hopefully eventually they come together into this one thing that we're trying to achieve for ourselves, right? So, you know, we have this drive, we have this initiative on our side right now, this desire to accomplish good things. Mars in Gemini right now is in a T-square, actually. It's the focal point of a T-square between the moon and Venus. And that's just for today because the moon moves pretty quickly. It will move on from that opposition to Venus very soon. But the moon and Venus are opposite. Moon opposite Venus is really really a vibe like we feel very open and receptive to those things we like, love, and can't get enough of. We want to draw in the things that we're attracted to, the things that make us feel supported and secure and uplifted and loved and beautiful and all of those things. But there's that opposition there also warns that we might be, you know, in a bit of a self-indulgent vibe. We might be really thinking a little more about what we want and a little less about what other people want, right? And Mars is one of those actors anyway. Mars always thinks more about what they want than about what anybody else wants. Mars is the individual, you know, the singular entity, whereas Venus, its partner, is more about the relationships, right? So this square right here is giving us a little bit of tension and excitement, perhaps especially in our relationships, our more complementary relationships, like our love relationships or those partnerships that we have in life, you know, business partnerships, good friendships. There might be a little bit of tension and excitement there where we want to think of the other person, or we want them to be, you know, equitably included, let's say, in the relationship, you know, in the partnership, but we might have a tendency at this time to think a little bit more about ourselves and how we're going to get what we want, right? How we're driven to get what we want. And then, you know, Moon also square to Mars here is saying, yeah, we might be feeling a little aggressive and assertive and a little bit more about me. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. Let's keep in mind that Mars is in Gemini. It's not just about me. It's about me and thee. It's about us and our partners, our collaborators working together. So we want to be mindful to look out for the people that we rely on for support, okay, that we rely on to do their part so that we can do our part so that they can do their part, right? So just a little heads up on that. You know, Mars and Gemini, it's a very fiery vibe, and we do have a lot of initiative here. You know, Sun in Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius, this is all about, you know, making those plans for the future, making those plans, setting those goals in place for the accomplishments, the big accomplishments we want to achieve right now. So it's an appropriate vibe to be feeling driven and passionate and assertive, to be feeling that sense of initiative and to be wanting to make something of it. Just don't forget to include especially the people you rely on and who rely on you in your plan making, okay? And then taken together with the Six of Swords, let's see here. You know, with the Six of Swords, we move away from a situation basically where our sense of initiative is being thwarted in one way or another, right? Like maybe we thought things were going to go really well. Maybe we were in a collaboration with a person or a group of people. That's what usually comes across to me there. And then things go south. People say unkind things. They don't act according to what we thought the plan was. They make other plans. They do things that don't make sense to us, right? And this gives me very much a vibe of like, I'm getting away from all this nonsense, right? Never mind. Don't even look at me. Don't think about me. I'm out. I'm just I'm floating away from this nonsense. I'm very frustrated now, and I'm going to move on to calmer, stiller waters so that I can get my wits about me again and reassess my situation so that I can then, again, begin to hopefully find some collaborators who will work with me. At least, you know, if you're the person in the boat here, at least you've got a couple of collaborators there with you that are willing to go along. And, you know, from that calmer state of being, at that distance from the situation that was sort of thwarting your ambition, that was sort of getting in the way of the things you're trying to achieve, you know, gaining some distance from that position, then you can really stand up on your 2 feet again. And again, you know, from that distance, sort of behold the world as it is, imagine it the way that you would like it to be, and try to, I love this imagery here, just try to sort of pull those two ideas together and see what you can make of it. Yeah. I think that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.